I'm Jackie. You're straight to
Go, Jackie.
So, I was once asked, if you could take a look into the life and mind of one person from the past, who would it be? Instantly, my brain cracked open its spine, and pages worth of influential people ran through my head like Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, John Calvin, even a Jeffrey Dahmer or Augustine, but strangely, my thoughts were obsessed with the idea of being invited into the heart of someone we all know as Judas. A man beckoned by the Son of God to follow him.
Yes.
Follow him like Twitter was reality. Paralyzed his eyes on the heels of a God who had placed himself on the inside of a woman's stomach, that he intricately created himself eternities before birth even existed. Judas walked with Jesus.
Come on.
I picture him Jewish. Coal-colored hair, dark brown eyes, twinkling with deceit, heart beating with wonder towards this Christ whose features were just like his. Could this man really be God? Is what I'm sure plagued his dark and eclipsed mind. He watched him. Watched Mary's 30-something-year-old son shovel the remains of rocks and death into his hands called dirt. Bring forth spit from the same mouth that lit every star in the galaxy. He mixed them both. Painted them into the pupils of a man whose eyes were only acquainted with the canvas of black, blind from birth. God was the first thing that man ever saw. As last name Iscariot, first name Judas, stood front row to center to a concert of God's glory. I wonder if he saw himself in the scenario before him. Maybe not, but he continued to watch. He watched as Christ, while wiping tears from his skin, walked towards the cave of a man who had been dead for almost a week. With a heart that had not beat for 4 whole days. Ears that would only work at the sound of something greater than death. Lazarus, come out, Jesus yelled with the authority of the Alpha and Omega branded to his breath. A fraternity of power coming forth from the same voice that spoke everything into existence, but nothing that existed, just him. Judas saw a corpse come to life.
Yes.
A dead heart beat to the soundtrack of a resurrection, the reason for why Jesus came right in front of his eyes. If I could watch him think, I don't think he saw just yet he watched. As a year's salary of oil was poured onto the Son of Man's feet. Mary, using her hair like a wash rag, wiped the foot of her Lord, and I wonder if Judas was confused. Confused at why this woman would give up so much just for Jesus. Could it be that her reverence was a sign that she might have seen this Nazarene called Christ for what he was worth? Possibly, but he kept watching. He watched. As the guards identified the man he'd identified with a kiss, to prepare him for a death that the world deserved, unaware of the resurrection that only the elect would share in it. If I could, I would assume that he looked into his palms. Followed his fingerprints into the 30 pieces of silver laying dead in his hands with joy, tap dancing in the cemetery of his soul, ghosts of destruction rising up in his bones, those dark brown eyes staring at the receipt for what he just gave up, and I bet he didn't even see the reality of what he thought God was worth. Nothing.
You better come on.
See, betrayal is easy when you kiss God goodbye in a heart that is only loyal to itself.
Say that one more time, please. Say it one more time. Please say that one more time.
As Jesus was being led away into the cup of God's wrath, Judas crawled his head inside of a noose, and the truth is, I know he was sorry. His conscience made him conscious of the fact that he had betrayed an innocent man, but the blindness in his mind didn't drive the navigation in his eyes to find the same man that was able to forgive him of all of his sins. So he made suicide his savior. As I watched the rope hug his throat, I just wish I could have let him borrow my eyes. The hopes that he would see that he was a blind man that needed the hands of Jesus to rapture the scales from his brown eyes like Braille praise danced on God's fingertips. Let him rip my eyes.
Come on, girl.
In hopes that he would have understood that he was a Lazarus by nature, dead, a corpse with breath, sleep in the cave of sin, desperate for life. He walked with the one person who could save him from the pitch black of night underneath his eyelids for 3 whole years. But try asking a blind man to lift his eyes toward the sky and tell you the color of the sun. If he can't see, he'll never understand his need for light, so darkness will be all that he knows. As I watch, the body of Lazarus dangled dead from the tree, reminiscent of the piece of fruit that birthed this inherent blind in his genes. I actually saw myself hanging. Thank you.